Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is James, and in this video, let's talk about the new show, Pluribus. So I'm not going to do a specific review, scene by scene, and things like that in the first two episodes that were released. There was a pilot episode, and it does show a bunch of stuff, but it didn't tell the whole story, and they felt that you needed the first two episodes of season one to really let you know what's going on. And I'm glad they did, because it really exposed the story more fully. And some could say that it's an alien invasion, but it's not really. It kind of is, depending on how you want to look at it. Yes, a more advanced alien civilization seemed to send a signal to us that we decoded, and it ended up changing humans as we know it. So it was like a virus, something like a virus, not really as far as the guy on the TV said in the show, but still it was caused by a more advanced alien civilization for some type of reason and with a purpose and without asking us kind of thing. So you could still kind of sort of say it's an alien invasion maybe. But anyway, spoiler alert, because I will be talking about it, but hopefully you've seen the show and you understand what I'm talking about. So our main character is Carol, and she had her partner Helen, who ends up dying, and I think Helen died because she hit her head and had a skull fracture kind of thing. And a lot of people did, you know, they were just driving or flying or whatever may have happened. They were in the middle of something that as soon as they got infected by whatever it is, whatever they were doing killed them or they died. But, you know, at one point they said 800 plus million died in that first wave or whatever. That's a lot of people, man. But as the story opens up, we're finding out about Carol and her life and how much of an a-hole she kind of was before all of this happened. And she writes books. In this story, it's about a pirate. So that's why she ends up calling the lady that comes and talks to her the pirate. But of course, they try to decode this signal, and they're at this place, the military infectious disease place. So they're really trying to figure out, what is this? What can we do with it? And they're testing it on animals, all kinds of different animals, but they don't get any results. Of course, here comes this lady and this dude, and they're going to kill these rats, gas them, something like that. But she ends up getting bit, takes her gloves off like a dumbass, gets bit, and that just starts the whole wave, the whole chain of infection, as far as it was just waiting to get into a human host. And once it did, I mean, it's pretty much all over. And from then, I guess it binds to your DNA. And it was pretty crazy to see all the petri dishes and how they did it. They did the swabs, and it was just, nobody even had to say anything, just thinking. You know, the hive mind, I mean, there's a lot of little details to that. Like, they actually can talk to each other in their minds. So that adds another level of craziness to the whole thing. Not only can a girl from TGI Fridays fly a plane, because everybody's connected in their minds, that little boy could do surgery. She was talking to him about surgery and stuff. So it's pretty crazy when you think about it. A lot of levels to this. So Carol did see the chemtrails in the sky. They got to a point where they figured out how to do that and infect the world pretty much. And I can just hear it now, the conspiracy theories and all the crap that people are going to try to maybe tie into the real world. But anyway, it was cool to see the big shot, almost like a Walking Dead kind of shot, looking out across the city and seeing the fires and stuff like that. But it's pretty crazy. Of course, Helen, Carol's partner, falls and hits her head. She puts her in the truck. She ends up dying, of course, taking her to the hospital. That's when she sees everybody turn and wake up and say, can we help you, Carol? And she starts freaking out. So she gets to her house, and it's pretty crazy what pops up on TV, C-SPAN. A dude at the podium, he just happened to have a suit and is okay. So they put him in front of the podium, and he tells her specifically, hey, Carol, we're talking to you, specifically to you. You seem to be like the only American that's immune. So we're talking to you. Dial 0 if you ever need help. You're safe. You're in no danger. And he kind of explains it. 600 light years away, here comes a signal, and boom, the human race has changed forever. And he says in a good kind of way, even though 800 something million people died. So I thought the opening to episode 2 was pretty crazy. I enjoyed that as far as seeing, like, okay, It's following this lady, and it follows her, from helping out to the scooter to the plane. She flies the plane. I mean, all this collective mind stuff, but why her? And she gets to the hotel, and these people, it looks like even a pilot maybe is in the bathroom kind of setting everything up. It's because of that hive mentality. It's just the closest people nearby at that moment needed to go do that. And they knew how to do that because everybody knows how to do everything everybody else knows how to do, which is pretty crazy. Again, another deep level of thinking about all this stuff. But this chick was the one that they picked that maybe looked like, and the personality, and it's a woman, all this stuff relating to the book and Carol specifically. They picked this person to be that specific person, and they cleaned her up and even had some hair extensions, like a wig, something, it's pretty crazy, their thought process. But supposedly right before Helen died, she was connected to them. So they got Helen's memories, and they're using all of that to try to keep Carol calm pretty much until they can figure out how to assimilate her. Hey, we know you're immune and we're trying to figure that out, but in the meantime, can you just chill out maybe, and we can get you anything you want. Just chill out for a little bit. But there were a lot of cool little things, especially when you start thinking about it, as far as her holding the water, talking about the guy at the water bottling place, remembering bottling that and saying that it's safe. Her bringing in the digger to help dig the grave. But then you got the TGI Fridays girl flying the plane and stuff. It's just, it's pretty crazy to follow the show and to watch it play out. And of course, one of the few, 11, could be 12, they said they found another guy, people that are immune across the world. She gets together with a few of them. And you know that the one guy, of course, is asking for stuff like the women and the plane, Air Force One and stuff like that. So all that's kind of cool in itself. The lady that's grandpa died because of what Carol did, and we found out later she killed 11 million people when she had that outburst, and she had another outburst after the lunch. We still have some questions, of course, like, does it actually affect animals? They released all the animals from the zoo, but he said some of them got mauled and stuff, so I'm guessing no, it doesn't affect animals, is what I get from all of that. We know that the aliens or the people who have been infected or assimilated, whatever, they're vegetarians. They can't hurt even a fly, for real. And by the end, Carol decides, hey, I want to maybe hang out with you guys because the world's a pretty crazy place and that kind of thing. So we'll have to see where it goes. And it's hard to even imagine where this show is going to go. We do know it's shot in Albuquerque, just like Breaking Bad. It is made by the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, but it's not in that same universe. So we do know those little things from just some interviews and things like that, which they've done a ton of. And I will try to get into some of those and let you know what they're saying about the show and stuff. The radio telescope array that they found the signal on and the signal coming in, I love all that aspect of the whole sci-fi stuff, but I don't know if they're ever going to go back into that at all. Will they talk about the place the signal came from, or do they even know? They may not even know. They just know each individual's thoughts. The hive mind knows what everybody's thinking, but do they even know why it's happening? Do they even know who sent it? Who sent whatever it is, kind of thing? Will they go into that information any more so at all? Carol got them together on the plane and said, are there any scientists? Can we fix this? Can we save humanity? And most of them were like, we're not worried about that. So it's pretty crazy. Carol's the only one, maybe the only rebel left in the entire world. But at the same time, the guy said, hey, why are you bitching about it? Because there's no crime. Nobody's skin color doesn't matter anymore. Dogs aren't on chains anymore anywhere and stuff like that. So there's a few levels to the show as far as free will, looking at that, society, and humanity. Definitely, it's a humanity, looking at humanity kind of show. As far as my thoughts on the initial watch, a whole lot of people in articles and just different places are saying that it's the greatest thing ever. I guess I didn't feel that. I'm not saying it sucked. I did enjoy it, and I'm very interested to see where this goes. But did I feel like it was the greatest thing ever? Man, the shots, just like in Breaking Bad, which was great, and Better Call Saul, the camera work, the angles, the story, the characters, all of that's great. In this, the acting, the shots, everything is great as far as that goes. Overall, just the show and the story and what's going on, I'm going to give it a few more episodes as far as, do I think it's great? Is it good? Yes. Is it worth watching? Yes. I mean, I do like it. So I want to see where it goes, see what plays out. Because this, I like sci-fi. Sci-fi is actually one of my favorite genres. So, I want to hear what you think about it down in the comments below. Let me know. Just say hello. Let me know what you know about the show. I definitely want to know your thoughts and theories, anything like that, down in the comments below. And I will join you there. This is James, and as always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more dead stuff.